Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's live. Welcome to today's live. We will be talking about teachers needed in the United States. Teachers needed in the United States and how you can get that opportunity to teach in the United States this upcoming summer 2024. So if you're interested in a teaching position in the United States, then this live is for you. But if you're not interested, but you know somebody who's interested in teaching in the United States this summer 2024, go ahead and share this live with them so they can get the information on how they can apply, what the requirements are, who the program sponsor is, the different states they sponsor teachers for, as well as the link that you can put your applications in. And you can start putting your applications in as soon as we get done with this live. So go ahead and share the video, guys. Teachers are needed in the United States. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but there's a teacher shortage in the United States. Not just the United States, there's a teacher shortage all over. And so school districts are trying to find teachers to fill their vacancies. But this particular program sponsor, which is a J1 program sponsor, they're now recruiting teachers for the 24-25 school year. And you could get an opportunity to teach in the United States as early as July of 2024. Now, this program sponsor, I should say, I know a lot of people, when they think about teaching in the United States, there are specific states that they want to work in. And some program sponsor only sponsor teachers for a certain amount of states. For example, maybe 2 or 3 states, or some program sponsor only sponsor teachers for one state. But this specific program sponsor, they sponsor teachers for over 20 states. Some of the states include, I'm going to name some of the states that they sponsor teachers for, and I'm going to tell you some more as we go on in this live. All right. Hey, Michael. You keep applying, Michael. Sometimes it doesn't come as soon as we apply, but you keep applying. That's what you do. You keep on it. All right. So this program sponsored, they sponsor teachers for Alaska, Arizona, California, Connecticut, Florida, Iowa, Texas, Virginia, Illinois, and so many other states. I can list many more at the end. I also place something in the comment section. If you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, you may see in the comment section the different states they sponsor teachers for. Hey, Naomi, I want to join the program. Yes, you can always start putting in your application. So today we're talking again about International Alliance Group. Now, International Alliance Group has been working with international teachers for several years. I'm going to just share their screen here. So if you're watching from YouTube, you'll be able to see IAG's screen. I will be sharing I will be sharing also their web address so you can check them out and also put your applications in. So, how and when do we transition from J1 to H1B after the 5 years? Alicia, whenever you want to transition through that, that's when you transition. How and when? How? There's a lot of steps to follow. I wouldn't say a lot, but let's talk about IAG right at this moment, and we maybe can talk about that some more. All right, so International Alliance Group, as you see on my screen, I have it there for those who cannot see my screen. Their web address is iagusa.org. And what they do is they sponsor internationals who are interested in teaching in the United States for a J1 visa. Now, the J1 visa is a cultural exchange visa. And so, if you are accepted by IAG on a cultural exchange visa, then you may have a time frame of 3 years working in the United States on your J1 visa, with the possibility of extending for an additional 2 years, which would allow you to be working in the United States for 5 years. All right, so 1 minute, guys. Hello, Akona. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the live. All right. So, International Alliance Group, they help educational and healthcare organizations. I mentioned that in my last live as well when I spoke about IAG. So, they don't just sponsor teachers, they also do nurses, but we are focusing on teachers. So, if you are a teacher in a different country and you're interested in teaching in the United States, you might can do some more research on IAG after I've presented the information today. All right. They facilitate placement and sponsorship to international teachers in many different states, as I mentioned earlier. And I mentioned Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Alaska, Arizona, so many. They place teachers in over 20 states. All right. Now, you do want a teaching job in the United States, but you should know that it does come with some requirements, because in order for you to teach in the United States as a international teacher, you should possess some basic requirements. I'll show that on my screen. Let me go to teachers so that you can see those as well. So that's the teacher eligibility. All right. So what do you need to be able to teach in the United States through IAG? Because we don't want just to say, go ahead and apply, you don't meet the requirements, and then your application is going to be rejected. We want to make sure that you are ready and you should, have a possibility of getting a job if you are hired. So with International Alliance Group, which I did say their web address is IAGUSA.org. If you're looking on my screen on Facebook or YouTube or IG, you should see the link to the top. Now, you should possess a valid passport from your home country, which is, something we shouldn't even need to say, because um, if you're going to travel to the United States, you're definitely going to need a visa. I'm sorry, a valid passport and a visa. So you definitely need a valid passport. You should be a licensed teacher in your home country, or notice it says licensed or credentialed, because we understand that some countries do not do licensure for teachers, but you have your credentials to teach. So if you're from a country that do not offer license to teachers, but you have the credentials to teach in your home country, that is sufficient, as long as it is a bachelor's degree and can meet the requirement of a bachelor's degree in the United States. Okay, so your degree should be from an accredited school, and it should be, as I mentioned, equivalent to a 4-year degree in the United States. How are you going to prove this? To prove this, you're going to have to do your foreign credential evaluation. Now, what is a foreign credential evaluation? It's basically you sending your transcript over to an accrediting company, and they're going to evaluate your credentials to see if it is equivalent to a 4-year degree. Okay. You also need a current resume, and that should be in English, and you should have approximately 2 years in teaching. So you need at least 2 years in teaching. Now, when they say 2 years, I know some people might say, I don't currently have 2 years, like right now for 23, 24, but I have 2 years in the past. Well, you can um, take your chances and apply. But most of the times it's 2 years in the last 2 years of teaching. But that does not stop you, or should I say, do not let that hinder you if you're not teaching currently. Okay, especially if you're a seasoned teacher and you took a break, maybe a 1 or 2 year break, you can still apply to IAG. All right. So approximately 2 years of teaching, and you should have excellent command of English language, both written and spoken. Now, if English language is not your first language, then you would need to show some type of English proficiency test that you had taken, and you should show that you have passed this test. Now, on IAG's platform, they do offer some free English tests as well. You should be able to find those on here, and you can do those and send that result in. Now, for more information about the foreign credential evaluation, you can always look some more on their page. If I go down here, it talk about the application process. It talk about your credential evaluation. You can start the process there. And there are so many different information that you can find here on their website. But not to worry, because if there's something that you are questioning, something you're not sure of, and you'd like to get information on it, you can always send an email to recruitment. Let me get that correctly. I don't want to say the wrong email address. So I'm going to put it in the comment section as soon as I get it, so that you can send an email to them if you have questions when applying to IAG. So got it right there. So it's recruitment at iagusa.org. Let me make sure I have the correct thing. That's it. So once you're doing the application and you have questions, you direct all questions to recruitment at iagusa.org. So let me delete that because that's not correct. I have the wrong comment. All right, guys, if you recruitment at iagusa.org. Recruitment at iagusa.org. All right, that should be correct. All right, so any questions pertaining to the IAG's application, you need more information, send an email to them. Let me stop for 1 minute and say this. A lot of people, they are gravitating to so many different program sponsors who at the end, and in most cases, and I saw it last year, they are wanting to go on a specific program sponsor and they're being rejected. And in the end, when it comes to the late part of the season, they got through on IAG. So stop sleeping on IAG and put your applications in. Can you send us the website here too? Yes, it's IAG. Let me copy the website. I don't want to type it. Let me copy and paste. All right. All right, so there it is. Okay, thank you for the email. You're welcome, Jose. So there is the website, and that link that I sent you brought you directly to the teacher portion of it. You should be able to click on it and go to their page. Let me know if you got to the page when you click on that link. Okay, so we talk about the program sponsor, which is International Alliance Group. We talk about the requirements, which we just discussed, and it's still on my screen if you're on Facebook or YouTube. We spoke about also some of the states that they sponsor teachers in. And I'm going to name some more states that they sponsor teachers in. I did say they sponsor teachers from more than 20 states, over 20 states. So they do sponsor teachers also for Colorado, Michigan, Arkansas. I did mention California earlier, Oregon, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Texas, Florida, Connecticut. I also have a list in my description on YouTube for the different states that they sponsor teachers for. Now, with IAG, because you need to get your foreign credentials evaluation. Thank you, Michael. Because you have to get your foreign credentials, you got to get it evaluated. They usually tell you which company you can use, and you can find them on their website. But there's a company on their website that is only if you are going to be seeking a teaching job in Arizona, then you would use that company. But if you are thinking to do, maybe a different state, then you may want to find a company that is accepted in different states. For example, Spantron is one of those companies. All right. So they tell you on the website, and it's on this same page. I'm just going to show you on the page. They tell you on the website all the way down here, it says foreign credential evaluation is required to be an applicant with us. If you do not have one currently, you must apply for one now and wait for it to be completed to submit your application. FCEs are good for 5 years, so it is worth the initial investment. But I can tell you this, when you apply for your FCE, it can take 2 days, 5 days. This dependent on you and how much money you want to spend. You can get that quickly. All right. So for teaching jobs in Arizona and Texas, you see that there. If you want a teaching job in Arizona or Texas, you would hit this link and apply for your credentials there. All right. For other states, we recommend Spantron. Now, if you are a popular, should I say, a returning viewer from my channel, you would know that I have a partnership with Spantron, which will allow you to get a $20 discount off your FCE. Now, I see somebody saying if you use West to evaluate it already, if you already have your evaluation from West, you can still submit your West evaluation. I'm just showing you what they require. I don't think they're going to be hard and fast to say, oh, we don't want West, unless the state you're going in do not accept West. Okay. But these are the ones they require. It's there on their website. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of stuff on their website that you can always get information from. If you have questions, that's the address I just sent you, recruitment@iag.usa. All right, so that's it for the FCE. All right. So if you are a teacher in your home country and you're interested in teaching in the United States, then you can go start your application and be offered a job as soon as summer of 2024. Now, the application process, it says you need to apply online. You cannot do a paper application. You interview with an IAG, and then after you interview the IAG, a whole school might ask for an interview. So what this means is that the principal might say, I need to interview, for example, Kayon. I like what I see on Kayon's profile. I want to interview Kayon, because within your application process, after you have applied, you will be asked to do a one-way interview, which is called a Spark Hire interview. And I did share on my platform as well what a Spark Hire interview is. And on that Spark Hire interview, you basically selling yourself. So when you're doing your Spark Hire interview, you want to sell yourself. You want to tell them about all your teaching experience. You want to tell them, your strengths. So that way, if a administrator looks at your profile and say, okay, I need to interview Kayon, then the next step in the application process would be to interview Kayon to see what, if they're going to offer you some form of next step or, a job. All right. So once you interview the administrators, then you will receive a job offer if they like what they see. And then from that, IAG will provide you with documents that you need to attend in your local embassy in your home country to get your visa. your visa interview. And now remember, it's a J1 visa, and I also shared on my platform videos on questions they usually or typically ask on a J1 visa interview. So you see, I'm preparing you. I'm preparing you for all of this. Don't worry, don't be intimidated. If you believe this is for you, go ahead and shoot for it. All right, once you get your visa, then you arrive in the United States. So there's a pre-application that you can start if you hit pre-application. And for those who are watching, I'm going to show you the pre-application form. There's a pre-application. You will not see it if you are on TikTok. Those who are watching from YouTube, Facebook, and IG would be able to see this. All right. So that's what the pre-application looks like. Okay. It basically reminds you about the things you need before you begin this application process. It is crucial to ensure that you fill these basic requirements, and it gives you more information, tells you that you can go ahead and send them an email if you need additional information. And then you start by putting in your email address. Once you put your email address in, then it will take you to the other stages and you fill out your pre-application form. So the pre-application form is really and truly to see if you are eligible. So, you want to find out first what's your status. Maybe you can go and fill up pre-application in and get that sorted out. Also, remember, when you do your application, if it asks is, how did I hear about IAG? How? How? Can somebody type it in the comment section below? Yes, you heard it from me. So you can go ahead and just select my name when So you go ahead and you select my name if they ask, how did you hear about IAG? So that's it, guys. Basically, I shared all that you should need to start this application process. J1 visa is easy to get from the embassy. You just need to land the contract. Yes, they normally don't ask lots of questions either, as long as it's a J1 visa. Okay, thanks for your experience, Emmanuel. I used Spirit Cultural Exchange for a friend and it was successful for his J1 visa. Thank you. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Hey, Chinu. So, how do we retrieve the application when you start? The application, I can put the link for the the link for the application is also in my description on YouTube, and I just showed you where to find the pre-application where it says start your pre-application. So you can click on that link and start your pre-application, Kayon. If that is clear, let me know. All right. Just going back to the comment section to see if there's anything I missed. Can you share the link? I did. Can anyone share how much the salary of teachers usually is? Each time I ask, people say it depends. It does depend. Now, it does depend. Nobody can actually tell you a specific figure that it's going to be because it's going to be dependent on a lot of factors. It's going to be dependent on your years of experience. It's going to be dependent on the district that you're in, the state that you're in. I wish I could have at least an idea around 2, 3, 4, 5,000 per month. Okay, I mean 9. Give more details. And if you are really serious about getting a teaching job in the United States, then really search on a state's website that you're interested in. Every state, every state has a salary scale and a broad salary scale for the state, and then every school district breaks that salary scale down to match their school district now. So you see why it's not easy to give you a figure just off the bat. Okay, so if you're really serious about it, think about a state you're interested in. Find a school district in that state that you're interested in. Go on their website, search for their salary scale, and then you'll get an idea of what a first year teacher gets for the year, or what a teacher with 10 years experience get for the salary for a year. So hopefully that clarifies things for you, but it depends on a lot of factors. I will be going for my master's in teaching, and it's for 2 years. So I want to ask if it's possible to get a job now, but with the agreement of starting after my studies. Yes, you can still get a job from J1 to B. Do schools offer green card options, or they prefer to get new J1 teacher after? They sometimes prefer to get new J1 teachers now. I'm just gonna say it sometime. Yeah. I applied for Spanish and credentials, and they're asking for transcript. I thought they're interested. No, Emmanuel, they need your transcript. If you apply for your credentials, they are not interested in your certificates. They're not interested in certificates. They're interested in your transcript, and those should be sent directly from your schools that you study with. I'm sorry about that if you misunderstood. I want to join the program. Okay, please do they accept technical school teachers? Some do. Some school districts do. Some program sponsors do, but it's rare. But that does not mean you cannot apply. Okay, guys. So thanks for joining this live. I hope you got some valuable information. I will be logging off now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.